doing?
Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Tonight, we're diving into the 6 most disturbing encounters ever recorded. These clips will make you think twice about ever stepping into the woods alone again. Before we begin, a warning. The last story is truly shocking.
What the f***? I can't see anything. Oh, what was that?
But for now, let's delve into this first disturbing encounter. It's June 5th, 2024. A rainy night settles over one of the UK's most haunted forests, Rooks. This is where we find Moxley, a YouTuber behind the channel, Moxley's Paranormal World, known for his fearless solo camping trips and eerie explorations. Moxley is drawn to places with dark histories, but tonight, his courage will be pushed to its limits. Tonight, he's venturing into the infamous Peoria Pit, a place with a tragic past. In 1909, a devastating explosion trapped miners underground, their souls said to still haunt the pit. Locals whisper that on quiet nights, the faint cries of the lost miners echo through the forest. Moxley, ever the skeptic, is here to find out if these claims are true. Moxley arrives, sets up his hammock, and hunkers down for the night as rain begins to fall.
I managed to build the tarp, had to put the camera and everything away. I couldn't even record myself building it. It absolutely started lashing it down. And whilst I'm building it, I'm panicking a bit because I can hear people. There's people in this forest. I heard them laughing, talking. They were quite a distance away, but there is people here. I need to do some adjustments on this tarp in a minute. But we're here in one of the UK's most haunted forests, and we're going to solo camp this. And the crazy thing is as well, I've got the time there. Look at that. 10:12, and it is absolutely pitch black outside.
Moxley starts hearing voices. They're not far from his camp. Unease washes over him as the voices linger in the damp air. He hopes whoever, or whatever, is out there doesn't come any closer.
I've literally sat here, just chilling for half an hour, and I heard a load of branches cracking. Then I heard mumbling. Then I heard them crackling going past the outside of the tarp. Not too far away, I couldn't see anybody, but this isn't a good idea. I'm here now. I can hear them in the distance. Somebody's literally just walked straight past this.
With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Moxley addresses the camera, eyes wide, nerves fraying. Footsteps circle his hammock, and the sense of being watched is undeniable. Then, it happens again. Voices, footsteps, like someone knows he's there. But they don't approach. Moxley sits frozen in the dark, waiting for the sounds to fade.
Sounds like somebody's running through the fucking forest. I thought coming out here, in the vein, would have actually stopped anybody from coming out here. But to be fair, who's to say it is someone? It could be something. There is somebody walking there. We're gonna have to go check, aren't we? Like somebody walked this way.
Unable to shake the feeling that something is wrong, Moxley makes a bold decision. Armed with just a flashlight, he leaves the safety of his hammock and ventures deeper into the pitch-black woods. His light cuts through the trees, but all it reveals is empty space.
half expecting to see someone.
The noises intensify. The sound of footsteps echo in the eerie stillness. Is someone, or something, following him? Every sense is heightened, but he sees no one. Moxley's nerves are on edge.
I'm sorry if I sound a bit, like, on edge. But it's gone 11 o'clock at night. I'm on my own out here. I've just heard somebody walk through, past where I am.
Finally, he retreats back to his hammock, hoping a movie will take his mind off the growing fear. But as he tries to settle, sleep eludes him.
There's something quite heavy just hit the side of the tent. Granted, it could be a branch falling off the tree, but it startled me. I just dozed off. It's weird noises, but it's down to the rain, because it's raining. I do feel like something's watching me here now. I'm getting that overwhelming feeling.
The noises return, louder this time. Footsteps, whispers. Someone is right there, just outside his thin hammock. The fabric feels like a flimsy shield between him and the danger lurking in the dark.
I'm not alone out here. I know I'm not alone out here. I'm whispering, I'm trying to keep my voice down as much as possible. Because the last thing I want is to attract any sort of attention from the wrong sort of people out here.
He's right. Sometimes it's best not to draw attention, because people can be your biggest danger. Despite this, he wants to see who has been stalking him all night and circling his spot. Gathering his courage, he ventures out of his hammock again to see what's going on.
I've just heard somebody whistling. Somebody's just been whistling out here. It sounds so close. Is there someone there? There. That sounds like somebody there then. I had to go night vision, just so they can't see my lights. This is absolutely nuts. I really do feel like I've been watched from all angles out here now. I heard that whistling. I told you, I heard it and I've caught it on camera. I'm hoping the camera's picked that up.
Suddenly, whistling cuts through the silence, followed by footsteps. He calls out but receives no response. Feeling watched, he turns off his light and switches to night vision, hoping to catch someone. That's when the noises start to grow louder again.
I'm not alone here. There's such an uneasy feeling here, you know. there's somebody out there. I'm not 100% sure if they're watching me or not, but I don't know. Let me know what you think.
For 15 agonizing minutes, he stands in the inky blackness, waiting for something, anything, to reveal itself. But the forest keeps its secrets. Defeated, he heads back to his hammock, praying for the night to end.
I've just checked the time, and it's literally 3 o'clock in the morning. You can probably hear by my voice, I'm really on edge. I've been on edge since it's gone dark in here. Right, logging back off, and hopefully the next time you see me, it'll be morning, and I'll be packing up and getting ready to leave. Dog. Oh no. What the fuck? Sounds like it's getting closer.
The noises persist through the night. Every creak, every rustle keeps Moxley on edge. He waits, wide awake, until the first light of dawn breaks through the trees. It's nice to hear the birds. What an interesting night it's been.
But yeah, gonna make my way back towards the car now. Interesting night, really interesting night.
Finally, he packs his gear, eager to escape the haunted woods. The mystery of that night still haunts him. Who or what was out there with him? Why were they walking beside his hammock, watching him from the shadows? Moxley made it out safely, but one thing is certain. He's not done exploring the unknown. Did you find this encounter unsettling? Then brace yourself for what you're about to see next. How would you react if you heard bell sounds in the middle of the night when all alone? Meet Victor, a popular TikTok creator known for his casual daily routine videos and singing clips. But there's another side to Victor that not everyone knows. He often embarks on solo camping trips and late-night explorations deep into the woods. These adventures are usually his escape, a hobby he rarely films. But tonight, something happened that he couldn't ignore. On this particular night, Victor ventures into the nearby woods with his canoe, planning to paddle across a secluded swamp. Everything seemed peaceful, until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, a loud sound of bells echoes through the trees. No church, no houses, just endless woods. Could someone be playing a prank on him? Terrified, Victor scans the dark forest with his flashlight, cutting through the thick shadows, but there's no one in sight. The eerie silence returns, and without hesitation, he decides to head back, choosing safety over the unknown. Later that night, Victor uploads the unsettling video to TikTok, asking if anyone else has encountered something similar. The clip instantly goes viral, with viewers divided, some claiming it's staged, others left speechless without any explanation. What do you think? Was Victor the target of an elaborate prank? Or was there something more sinister lurking in the woods? Thankfully, Victor made it out safely, but the mystery remains. Some mysteries, it seems, are better left unsolved. But perhaps that's exactly what keeps us coming back for more. Imagine this. A sunny, summer day, September 16th, 2024. What starts as an ordinary day soon spirals into something far more unsettling. Our story centers on Gaz, the adventurer behind the popular YouTube channel Grizzly Gaz. Known for his wild camping trips and eerie explorations, Gaz's calm demeanor and skepticism make him fearless in the face of danger. But tonight will push even his limits. It all begins when Gaz parks his stealth camper van in a seemingly safe lot, paying just $1 for the night. He assumes it's a secure spot. Little does he know, this decision marks the start of a terrifying experience.
I've come here to this beautiful location to park up for the night. Now the parking only costs £1, but they close the gates at 8 PM and apparently there's a release charge. So we're going to test out how much it really costs to park here for the night. Ooh, there's a car here. Is it drug deals or is it dogging?
The day progresses normally. Gaz, with his loyal dog Fendi, explores the surrounding nature. As night falls, he heads back to his van, expecting a calm evening. But that peace is soon shattered.
Oh shit. Mate, I was just having a piss outside and I saw headlights coming up. So I've jumped in van, turned all lights off. Luckily, I've got that end, the back blind up. That's the only one that I've got up though. Because that one doesn't have any tinted window. And I don't want to be woken up in the morning, but it's a white van, a small white van.
A car pulls into the lot, even though it had closed earlier. Gaz quickly retreats to his van, turning off all the lights. The car parks behind him, headlights glaring right into his van, making him feel incredibly uneasy.
I just sat there. They've got to have had keys to get up here. What are they doing?
For what seems like an eternity, Gaz sits in silence, waiting for the car to leave. But it doesn't. The headlights continue to pierce through his window, intensifying his anxiety.
Maybe this is where Calderdale Council come to do the shady business deals. Oh, I hope I don't get kicked out. Don't know what to do now apart from just stay quiet and keep lights off. I hope they don't come over. Like I say, I've got no blinds up apart from that black back one. And this side window here doesn't have any tint on. So if they come over here and look in with a torch, then I'm busted.
What should he do? He can't drive away because the gate is closed. Gaz realizes he's trapped.
Where are they going? Fuck for that. Well, that were a bit weird, wasn't it? At least I can relax now. Right, I'm going to put my feet up, finally. What time is it? 1:15.
But then the car finally drives off. Relieved, he tries to relax, watching a film in his van. Exhaustion eventually overtakes him and he falls asleep, but not for long.
Oh, I can hear another car. They've gone for backup. There's a torch down there, look. What's going on? What are they looking for?
Suddenly, another car arrives, and this time, someone is searching the area with a flashlight. This parking lot is remote and supposedly closed. Who could these people be? Is it a drug meetup spot?
It's getting too exciting this night, isn't it? I'm just on noia now. Who'd think that sleeping in a van would be more stressful than sleeping in a tent in the middle of the woods? I feel more at home in a tent though.
Gaz tries to laugh it off, but the tension in his voice is unmistakable. As dawn breaks, he packs up his belongings and leaves, still haunted by the night's strange events. Who were those people? Was it truly a drug deal? Why were they searching the bushes in this supposedly locked lot? And how did they even get in? I guess we'll never know. It's unsettling to realize how often we take the safety of our everyday surroundings for granted. If Gaz didn't sit quiet, he could have faced a much more dangerous situation. But now, let's move on to something even more disturbing. The Appalachian Mountains, steeped in ancient history and folklore, are known for more than just their breathtaking views. Legends of supernatural creatures roam these woods: the Mothman, Wampus Cat, Raven Mocker, and more. These mountains are alive with eerie tales that seem to stretch back as far as time itself. But what happens when you find yourself alone, far from civilization, in the heart of these haunted lands? It's a cold winter day on January 22nd, 2024, deep in the Appalachian wilderness. Emily, a solo adventurer, is on one of her favorite trips, hiking and exploring the mountains. She's far away from any towns, surrounded by the vast expanse of nature. Her plan? To stay 2 nights at a remote lodge shared with a few other hikers. It's peaceful, a perfect escape. She uploads her experiences on TikTok, but on this night, she captures something she hoped she never would. As night falls, Emily prepares for bed, enjoying the quiet solitude of the mountains. But when she glances out the window, what she sees stops her cold. A tall, thin figure is standing in the shadows, watching her. She hadn't noticed anyone earlier. Could it be another hiker staying at the lodge? But the way he stands there, watching her, something feels off. She calls out to the figure, but there's no response. The person just stands there, silent and unmoving. That's when Emily decides to record this strange moment. The figure remains motionless, its gaze locked on her. 15 minutes pass, the unease growing in the pit of her stomach. Who is this? Why are they just standing there, watching? Unnerved, she makes the decision to call the lodge owners, who live just down the road, hoping they can explain what's happening. Shortly after, the owners arrive with the police. They confront the figure, telling them to leave. To Emily's relief, the man walks away into the woods. But when she speaks to the lodge owners, they reveal something that sends chills down her spine. They've never seen this man before. Now, Emily is left feeling uneasy, praying that the mysterious stranger won't return as the night stretches on. As unsettling as this moment is, What you're about to see later will leave you on the edge of your seat. The most shocking encounter is yet to come. A family is driving through a forest, ominously known as the Forest Maniac. This name was given due to an elusive serial killer who once terrorized these woods. He is believed to be responsible for at least 12 chilling murders, primarily targeting couples. Sergio, a YouTuber behind the channel, Sergio Govaruni, was driving with his family through the forest when they spotted something unsettling.
Вон он.
Где? Я не
Вон он там
вижу.
странный. Страшный такой.
Я вижу. А я нет.
Он стоит среди деревьев.
Я вижу. Я не вижу. А с какой стороны? Стой. Ну я не вижу лешего. Значит, он там где-то, но я его не вижу.
A figure. It just stood there, motionless, as if it knew it was being watched. Sergio managed to capture the eerie sight on camera before he quickly drove away, fearing for his family's safety.
Не вижу. Николь!
The next day, news broke. A person had gone missing, just 2 miles from where Sergio filmed the mysterious figure. The video he posted soon went viral, but no one knows for sure. What was that lurking in the woods? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you find these 5 encounters disturbing, then brace yourself for what you're about to see next. This is one of the most disturbing encounters ever recorded. Imagine being alone in the dead of night, deep within one of the most haunted forests in the UK. That's exactly where Brian, a YouTuber from the channel Ads Ventures, found himself on one of his most chilling explorations. Known for his daring solo camping trips in some of the UK's eeriest places, tonight's adventure would be one he'd never forget. And neither will you.
Being that it's Halloween or spooky season, tonight I thought I would head to some woodland which is apparently extremely haunted. I was hoping to get there before it got dark so that we could scope it out and just take a look at the area before we lose daylight, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So apparently this little road here is the closest that we can get to the woods. To the left there, I think that's like a cemetery. So I'm just going to park here for now. Unfortunately, this is the closest that we can get to the woods. We can't take the van any further, but I will be going in there on foot.
It all started out as a typical night for Brian. He parked his van as close to the woods as he could, taking a moment to relax, make his bed, and cook a warm dinner before heading out into the darkness. Brian began his journey by walking past an old weathered church and an overgrown cemetery, the perfect setting for what would become a chilling night. As he ventured deeper into the woods, he was unaware that he wasn't completely alone.
Got a bit of a problem. I cannot see a thing with this light shining in my eyes. So this is coming into the woods now, and on the left is the little church house, and behind that is the cemetery. I don't think if I was a ghost and I come out of the cemetery, why would you knock about just on the outskirts? Do you know what I mean? You sleep there all day, you're going to want to go into the woods.
Did you catch that? Something moved in the beam of his flashlight, but Brian didn't notice, and he kept moving deeper into the forest.
Right, so I'm back in the woods. I've taken a different path this time, and to be honest with you, I'm just sort of winging it. I don't know where. What the hell was that? What's that? I've come up to that bit where the light was just shining. What? It's moved. I'm gonna have to go and check that out. Where the hell is it coming from? This might have been what was reflecting that light. It says, if you find this card, please pay it forward to do something kind today. Well, it looks like there's some sort of drop off down here. It goes down quite far. I mean, the last thing I want to do is stack it down a hill.
A flashlight beam suddenly cut through the bushes, but it wasn't Brian's. Someone, or something, was watching him. Who could it be? Another camper? Brian, ever the adventurer, decided to investigate. On his way, he stumbled upon something even more disturbing. A strange card hanging on a bush.
There are a lot of noises in these woods, but at the same time, if I was in the woods on a normal night, I'd just think it's normal. It's only because I'm thinking I'm on a ghost hunt, so every little noise, I'm like, is that a ghost? But in all honesty, it's fine. It's frogs and pigeons.
This wouldn't be the last time Brian would encounter something strange that night. The noises around him began to grow louder, and he brushed it off, thinking it was just an animal. But then it happened.
I think I'm going to head back towards the way that I came, because I swear I keep seeing someone. Hold on. There's no one there, but I swear there was. I think I'm gonna go this way, to be honest with you. What the hell? That is a person. I'm not even joking. What the f? I can't see anything. Oh, what was that?
Suddenly, a person stood right in front of him. Panic set in, and before he could think, he sprinted back through the woods, desperately trying to reach his van. He didn't stop until he was inside his van, slamming the door shut and sitting quiet for 15 minutes.
I've been sat here now for about 15 minutes in silence, and I've come to two rational conclusions as to what the hell just happened. Number one, that was somebody playing a prank, a Halloween prank or whatever. And if that's the case, fair play, they got me good. Number two is the more likely option. I was seeing things, and if that's the case, you guys are probably laughing at me, because you would be able to see on the camera clearer than I could. See, there's a light that sits on the top of my camera. It was shining in my eyes when I was using the camera. Even when I wasn't, I still couldn't see because my eyes hadn't adjusted. And basically, to me, everywhere I looked, it was like pitch black. I could just make out some things. So
While he's talking to the camera, gunshots suddenly interrupt him. He turns off his light and sits quietly in his van. Just as he's thinking it over, something happens again.
one thing that you guys don't know is that before I had that hot chocolate, I might have had a large cup of Bailey.
Someone touches his car. Once more, he turns off his light and remains silent. After hearing nothing for a while, he decides to drive away, choosing safety over risk, leaving the haunted forest behind. But whatever, or whoever he encountered, they were still out there, lurking in the trees. When he uploaded his video to YouTube, viewers speculated. Was it all just a Halloween prank? Maybe a mannequin set up to scare trespassers. To this day, no one knows who or what was in those woods with Brian. But one thing is certain, he's never gone back. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.